Welcome everyone. Good morning. Welcome. So for the Raj Yoga meditation course, you can hear me well. Just raise your thumb if you can hear me well. You can't hear me? Check your volume. Okay. So I have muted you all for now, so that we don't have any background noise or anything at all. If you turn on your microphone by mistake or anything, but what we will do is we will start the session, and if you have any questions, there's a chat window down there. If you have any questions, you can type it in your chat window and we will address those questions. We have Sister Heeral who will be answering some questions if you have any simple ones during the session, and at the end, last 10 minutes, we will give to question and answers. So if you have any questions, write them down, and we'll address those at the end. Okay? Can you see the whiteboard? You can all see the whiteboard? Okay. I'll try to write big so you can see things clearly. And okay. So before we begin, so I see a message. Roman, I think you can hear me. So you can hear me, and I can send you some handouts. If you can go through them later, or just try to listen and visualize if you can, and maybe we can discuss one-on-one later. What else can we do? Okay. Great. Great. So let's begin. So we are here today to understand more about Raj Yoga meditation. It is nice if you take notes. So make sure you sit with a notebook and pen. You can take notes. You can write down your questions. You can use your phone to take down notes. So basically how this meditation course works is, if you remember in school, when we were studying physics or chemistry, we had theory and then we had practical, right? So what we will go over during the course is more like a theory, but in between we will also take you into meditation practices. Okay, so once you understand the theory, then you can kind of go into the practical mode. Yeah, so this is how it works. So yeah, it's good if you take notes. And this session is recorded. I can send you the recording too, since all of you have registered. I can also send you the recording. All right, great. So let's begin. All right. So how many of you have heard about Brahma Kumaris or know about Brahma Kumaris? Okay, so let me just give you a brief introduction about Brahma Kumaris. The Brahma Kumaris is a world spiritual organization. It is headquartered in Mount Abu, Rajasthan, India. We have around 9,000 centers in over 140 countries. Our main practice is Raj Yoga meditation, and this meditation is more related to the thoughts and how we feel. So when we hear the word yoga, people usually think that yoga meaning physical exercise or sitting in a particular posture and all of that, but this yoga is a little different. This yoga is more yoga is more connection. So this yoga is more of a connection, okay, to the self and to God. So that's the Raj Yoga meditation, and we'll talk about that. So before that, let's take a minute of, and I'll give you some thoughts. So sit very comfortably. Take a deep breath. Let it out. I bring my awareness to the present moment. I pack up all my thoughts and I'm now here to learn meditation. I sit with this awareness. That I am going to imbibe this knowledge. Whatever I hear, I would have heard some things before. But let me sit with an open mind and try to digest the knowledge that is shared. Om Shanti. So in the Brahma Kumaris, we greet each other as Om Shanti. So Om Shanti. Shanti means peace. Om means I am. So Om Shanti just means that I am a peaceful being. So it's a greeting of peace. So when I say Om Shanti, I remind myself that I am a peaceful being. And when you say Om Shanti, you're reminding yourself that I am a peaceful being too. So let's go back to this. Raj Yoga meditation. These are two words. One is Raja and the other is Yoga. Raja means king. Raja means king. So can I say that this yoga makes me a king? Becoming a king doesn't mean that I'm going to get a crown and suddenly I'll have a throne to sit on. But a king meaning a sovereign, a master. I'm king of my senses. I'm king of my mind. I'm king of my habits. I'm a master. So that is what king means. And yoga. Yoga means link or connection. So here we are going to connect to my true self and to God. True self and God. That is the link. So Raj Yoga. When I connect to my true self and when I connect to God, the Supreme, I become a king, which is a master. Okay. Meditation. Many people in the world talk about this word meditation. It's become very popular over past many years. There are different types of meditation, and usually people think that meditation means zero thoughts, absence of thoughts, no thoughts. But in this meditation taught by Brahma Kumaris, the mind cannot just stop thinking. So in this meditation, we direct the mind what to think. Okay. So instead of creating many thoughts, the mind will create few thoughts. Okay, but powerful thoughts. So meditation comes from the Latin word medere, which means to heal. To heal. So if I have to heal, then what has to heal? So I have to know myself. What do I have to heal myself from? So can we say that we all have this disease of getting angry? Do we have the disease of getting irritated? Do we have the disease of thinking a lot? Do we have the disease of worrying, of fear, of anxiety? So we have to heal ourselves from this disease of thinking too much about the past, worrying about the future, becoming anxious. And especially in the world out there today, when, with the things going on, we know that, the anxiety level of everyone is so high. So the practice of meditation is not a quick fix. So if I want something, meditation is not a quick fix. Meditation gives me the power to face the situation. Once I become a meditator, it doesn't mean that the situations will stop happening in my life, or I will become this enlightened being, where everything, all these situations just disappear. No, the situations will come. This practice of meditation helps us to face these situations with strength, with resilience, with peace, not getting anxious, not feeling stressed. So that's what meditation does. So if I have to heal myself, I have to know myself. Do we know ourselves? So if I ask you a question, who are you? What do we usually say? So we say that, oh, my name is so and so, I live here, this is what I do, my role, my profession. So let's look at a very basic answer, which is we are all human beings, right? I am a human being. Human and being, 2 words. Human and being. Human comes from the word humus, which means soil. Okay, which means soil, which is actually this body. So when we define human being, we usually define ourselves related to this body, right? So what is with this body? We have different relationships, right? Relationships. What else is with this body? I have the name, I have the role, my job, profession, I have my religion, right? With this body, I have my house, the home I live in, right? We have our how much bank balance I have, right? So everything related to the physical is what we think we are. This is who I am. We think I'm defined by all these labels, by these, my culture, right? So all of this. And we think this is what defines me. Do you think this is what defines us? Everything that we see here is perishable. It can change. Can I go and change my religion tomorrow? Can I go and change my name tomorrow? Can I go and change my profession tomorrow? So all these are, things that are not permanent. These are temporary. This is the body. The being is this little point of consciousness in this body. So let's take this being as a little star-like point of light. Okay, and this being, this little point of light in the middle, I just showed those lines as rays, but the being is this little tiny point of light, and this being is who I am. This being is eternal, is immortal. Immortal meaning does not die. Eternal meaning neither created nor destroyed, always there. Okay, it's imperishable. It's imperishable. And it's living, it's conscient. And this being is who I am, all of us. I'm separate from this body. Anything that changes here, I'm separate. So can we say that I, the being, is like a guest in this body? What does a guest do? A guest comes, like have you ever uh, you know gone to an Airbnb, or so when you go there, you live there, the house, as if it belongs to you. You take care of everything, and once you're done, you move out. So I, the being, use everything here. Once I'm done, I move out. Separate. So I'm separate. Of course, while I'm here, I express myself using the body, and I experience using the body. But I am not this body. I am separate from this body. This is who I am. This being is called by many different names. You would have heard this spirit, soul, Atma in Hindi. Um, so consciousness. So this is who I am. So I am this consciousness, this inner conscient being of light. Now, where do you think this being is in this body? So where do you think this being is in this body? We said that if I am the master of this body, and if I am the king of this body, where does the king sit in the body? Throne, right? So throne is the highest here, the highest point. So I sit here behind these eyes. So like if you go inside, in between the brain and the hypothalamus and the pituitary and pineal gland, there's this little region there. That's where I'm seated, and I watch everything that's happening around me. I use the ears to listen. I see through these eyes. I smell through the nose. I feel through the skin. I taste. So it is I, the soul, who is experiencing everything. And I express myself using this body. I'm separate. Can we separate ourselves from this body? What has happened is, over a period of time, we are so used to um, addressing ourselves based on these physical things that we have heard that, oh, I am a soul, but I'm not able to understand what it actually means. We have heard that, oh, Atma, Sharir chhod deti hai, the soul leaves the body, oh, the soul doesn't die, and we know, we have heard all of these things, but have I experienced myself as a soul? We have not. And that's why we are still trapped in everything of this world. So this awareness of being a guest helps me to separate myself from everything around me. So I see everything around me, I appreciate everything around me, but I know that this is not who I am. This is not what is going to define me. So what defines me? What defines the soul? So if these labels are not who I am this little tiny point of light, like a little star, like the star we see in the sky. That's how I look, a very little tiny point of light. So if that is who I am, and I am eternal, I am immortal, I am imperishable, I don't die. How does that make you feel? I don't die. I'm a guest, I'm using this body, and then I change this body. It's like wearing clothes. I wear this dress, I've been wearing it every day for so many years, and then the dress gets a little worn, torn. I'm still wearing it, but after some point, I will remove it and throw it. So the soul, the being who I am, I use this costume, the body as the costume, and everything that comes with the body, I use it. Like in the hotel or the Airbnb, you use everything. You use the shampoo, you use the conditioner, you use the water, you use everything that's there. But you don't take it. I'm like, oh, it doesn't belong to me. So I use everything, but nothing belongs to me. I use it. I enjoy everything. So I'm in this body, I enjoy everything, I use it, but I'm not attached to it. They don't belong to me. The moment I have this feeling of, oh, it belongs to me, is when I don't want to let go. That's attachment, no? That's when we get sorrow. So just practicing that I am a soul separate from this body. Now let's look at the original qualities of the soul. So if I am this point of light, then what are my original qualities? So the first one is peace, purity, love, happiness, knowledge, power, bliss. These are my original qualities. Peace, purity, love, happiness, knowledge, power, and bliss. I am a peaceful being. I am a pure being. I am a loveful being. I am a happy being. What has happened over a period of time? I've forgotten that this is who I am. These are our original qualities. How do we know that? All of us, whatever we do in our life, we all want to attain this at some point. There are more actually, but these are the main ones. We want to attain this. Can we ever say that I'm tired of being peaceful? Can we ever say that, oh, I'm so tired, so many people love me? Do we say, oh, I'm tired of being happy now, oh, I need sorrow, I need some sorrow in my life? We'll never say that. Yeah, because our original qualities are these. But what has happened? I have forgotten somewhere because there is a layer of something called algae. You know what an algae is? An algae is like this dirty looking thing that grows on water. That's algae. So algae is an acronym for anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. So we have algae. So now look at it this way, that I am originally this, peaceful, loveful, happy. There's a layer of algae. Now what happens? My original qualities are hidden below now. And I see all this. Now everyone else outside also sees these, also is seeing the algae. Sometimes I try to bring my virtues out, but then this still overpowers it, right? So now in the soul, there is a mixture of these virtues and the algae or the weaknesses or vices that we call. Why these are not good? We know that it drains our energy for sure. Can we get angry? Do we like getting angry? Can we stay angry all the time? No. Lust in the form of desires, how we can have desires, but when I attach myself to those desires, then it becomes this lust where, in Hindi it's called kamna, kamnae, that desire, where when it is not fulfilled, I get angry inside. Greed, attachment, ego. Some people use attachment and love in the same way. Nowadays people say that, oh, love, if you have love, oh, attachment is normal and natural. Do you think attachment is normal and natural? Because of attachment, there is sorrow. Because of love, love is a virtue. I will never get tired of sharing love. But attachment is that possessive. Me, you are my child, my husband, my home, my role, my job. So that's attachment. Whenever I have my or mine is attachment. And my and mine will never give me peace, will never give me happiness. It will always give me sorrow. Okay, so love and attachment are not the same. These are virtues, these are weaknesses or vices. Now, if there's a bucket which has dirty water and you want to fill the bucket with clean water, what will you do? You can raise your hand or you can answer in the chat. What will you do? You have a bucket that has dirty water. So what will you do? You will keep on adding clean water. So one of the basic practices is to remind myself of who am I as this. I am a peaceful soul. Peace in Hindi means Shanti. Shanti is not absence of sound. Peace is not absence of sound. Peace is an inner state of being. I can be peaceful in the most busiest of the situations. I can still experience peace. Okay? Because peace is who I am. So when I stabilize myself in my, being introverted, in my state of my true self, true being as a peaceful soul, immediately I can experience peace. Purity. Purity in the form of cleanliness, honesty, sachai, safai, simplicity. Love. We know love. Happiness. So in relationships, we are looking for love. In situations, we are looking for peace. In material things, we are looking for happiness. So we are looking for these things outside, forgetting that this is who I am. Because we forgot this is who I am, I started looking for these things outside. And what happens? Does our search ever stop? Does our search ever stop? I can have more and more relationships. So say if I want love, I have you. So say if I want like 100 units of love, I come to you. And remember, you are also mixture. So you are like, okay, I can't give you 100 units. I can only give you 20 or 30. I take from you, then I go to someone else. I take from there. Then I go to someone else. Then I take. So I keep taking because I want love. I want love. What will change if I start thinking, I don't want love, but I am love. I am love. I'll start giving, right? When I am love, I don't want it anymore. I give you because I am this. I am happy, then I'll share happiness with you. I am peace, I share peace with you. So when I remind myself that this is who I am, I experience it and I'm able to give you that experience, right? So this is how we stabilize ourselves as a soul. Let me show you a video. I'm going to screen share and show you a video which will help you visualize the soul, and then we will do a meditation after that. Okay? So many people sometimes ask that or people get confused that soul and brain are the same thing. Let me give you an example. The soul is like a flash drive. You know the flash drive, like a flash drive, and the brain is the interface, and the body is your laptop. Okay, when you put the flash drive, the interface reads the contents of the flash drive, and the laptop displays it. Na? So the soul is this flash drive which has all the contents in it, right? All these virtues, everything in it. When the soul takes the body, the brain processes it, and then we exhibit it. It is expressed using the body. Okay, so the brain is like an interface that helps sending data to the body, right? Or sending signals to the body, right? So, okay, everyone, thumbs up. Okay, all right, let's do our meditation. I let go of the awareness of my name. I let go of the awareness of my religion. I let go of my roles, my title. I let go of my gender. I have no name, no gender, no religion, no title, no roles, no labels. Then who am I? I am a soul, a tiny point of light. I'm separate from this body. I'm the driver of this car, which is the body. I am a pure, divine being. I am peaceful, loveful, happy. These are my original qualities. Stabilize yourself in this one thought that I am a loveful being of light. I am a loveful being of light. I'm safe because I'm loveful. I give. I'm not dependent on anyone for their love, but I am love. See yourself as a sparkling little point of light.
being of love, who's radiating love. Om Shanti. So one of the awareness that we experience when I know that I am a guest and nothing belongs to me is freedom. I'm not bound by anything. I'm not bound by all this. I have the freedom. When the soul leaves the body, what is the body called? It's always called a dead body. Have you ever heard the term dead soul? Dead being? No. The soul, which is the energy behind this body, when it leaves the body is dead. The body can't feel anything, the body can't move, the body can't do anything. So we know that I am this being, and we know that the body is cremated, the body is burned, it goes back into the five elements because the body came from the five elements. So I'm using this body. So when I think about this, that I'm using this body, which is entrusted to me, I will take care of this body. I won't be obsessed with it. Sometimes people get obsessed with the body. So I won't be obsessed with it because I know I just have to take care of it. It's like if I go somewhere and I give you the key to my house or the key to my car and I say, I'm gone for like 6 months or so. This is the key. Take care of it. How will you take care of it? Even if you're driving it, how will you drive it? With extra caution, right? You'll take extra care. Oh no, this belongs to Sister Sonia. Oh, I have to take care of it. I'll make sure that I drive it well. I make sure that I'm not rash driving, right? So if I understand that this body is entrusted to me, it doesn't belong to me, then I will take care of this body. If I understand that this is who I am, this is who I am, peaceful, loveful, happy, pure, I'm knowledgeful, I am a powerful being, I'm a powerful soul. What do I feel? I don't feel dependent on anyone or anything. It gives us this stability. It gives us this, sense of security that this is who I am. I'm not dependent on someone else to show appreciation. I'm not dependent on someone else to, tell me how I look. Uh-huh. Because I know that I, the soul, which no one can see, is beautiful, however the body looks like. Right? So, sometimes what happens is someone tells us something and we take it too hard, right? But one of the practices is that they don't even know who I am. So they are talking to the body. They are still talking to the limitation of this. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows the soul. Nobody can see the soul. Some people might ask that, oh, how do I know that the soul even exists? How do we know that air exists? We feel it, we experience it. So to know that I am this being of light, I am this soul, I have to experience it. And one of the ways to experience this is to become introverted. Right now, all our radar is pointed outside. This one did this. The world, news. How many times do we watch the news throughout the day? How many times? It's all extrovertedness. How many times do they repeat the same news again? And we go over and over the same news. What am I feeding myself? Is that knowledge? Is it helping me in any way? Knowledge is something that helps me. Knowledge is something that helps me grow. Knowledge is something that gives me security, right? Knowledge is something that empowers me. Listening to news all day, is it empowering me or is it causing more stress in me? I can check that for myself. Doesn't mean that you stop listening to what's going on in the world. No, do that, but limit yourself to some time, and don't let it take over your emotions. Don't let it take over you. Don't let it take over your feeling. Watch it. Okay, this is what is happening, but what do I have to do now, or what can I do now? So with this coronavirus situation in the world, what can I do now? There are only two things that I can do. I can increase my immunity, work towards increasing my immunity, and I can, take safety measures, safety precautions. These are the only two things that I can do. So, immunity for the body and immunity for the soul. How is the soul's immunity built? The soul's immunity is built with the virtues. When I practice this, being immune, it's like, someone's words are like virus. It comes and attacks us, and we feel disappointed and sad. And what does the virus do? Once it enters the body, it starts multiplying, right? And that's how it starts harming the organs of the body. It takes charge over everything in the body. What does someone's words do to us? To me, the soul. It starts uh, multiplying inside, starts causing a lot of thoughts, turmoil, makes me upset. So the virus of someone else's words is attacking my immunity, my immunity of who I am, my self-worth, my true self, and it's multiplying inside. And then what happens? We crash. We crash with stress. So one is immunity of the body, the other is the immunity of the soul, which is who I am. So immunity of the soul is built with a continuous discipline of meditation, with a continuous practice of meditation. That is how the immunity of the soul will be built. Remember, immunity is not built in a day, not of the body too. Like today I decide, oh, I'm going to drink ginger and turmeric, and oh, my immunity is going to boost. Tomorrow, that's not going to happen. It takes some time. So same thing with the soul. If I want to increase the immunity, if I want to become immune to someone else's behavior, someone else's words, someone else's habit, I have to build it over some time, right? And what do I need then? I need discipline, and I need a constant practice of meditation. Okay, that's how meditation is useful. So we will open up for questions. If you have any, I'm going to unmute you. Tomorrow we will see how the soul functions in the body, what are thoughts, how does the mind work, and how can we change our habits. That's what we'll see tomorrow. Okay. But I'm going to unmute you all. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So you're all unmuted. If you're not asking a question, just mute yourself so we don't know what's going on there with you. But if you have a question, feel free to ask.
Sonia Ben, I had a question.
Yes.
I was wondering, since you said you're going to record, would you tell me how do we retrieve that? Is it in YouTube or
Yes,
Facebook?
I will post it on YouTube and you can get it on YouTube.
And it's under what?
It's the YouTube is Gateway to Divinity. That's the YouTube account. It's Gateway to Divinity.
What is it called? I'm sorry.
Gateway to Divinity.
Okay.
I'm going to mute everyone again. Gateway to Divinity. That's where I'll post this. We also have some meditations out there. Remember, we did the a 14-day meditation every evening. So that's also there. You can listen to some meditations too, feel relaxed, practice meditation. So any questions from today's session? I know many of your cameras are turned off, so I can't see you. So you can't even do a thumbs up, but write it on the chat if you have any question or
Om Shanti, sister.
yes.
Somebody has a question. How can we control emotions? And if you can please highlight on detachment.
Okay. So let's talk about detachment because you spoke about love and attachment. So usually people in the world think that the opposite of attachment is detachment, and detachment is considered as a very not very positive. Like if I'm detached, I don't care for you. But actually, opposite of attachment is love. Okay, and pure love, because detachment cannot be possible without love. I mean, right? If I have no love, what will I do after getting detached? So detachment is not that I don't care for you or I don't want to, get into your business and all that. But detachment is more of practice of love, true love, a love that is not dependent, a love that is eternal, a love that is pure. That is true detachment. So not just distancing yourself from someone is detachment. But so one of the main things, right, that we discussed was knowing my true self. So what are we understanding today and tomorrow is our true self. Because when I know my true self is when I will be able to connect to my true self. I will be able to love my true self, right? When I love my true self, I will only be able to love my true self when I know my true self. So today and tomorrow we'll go more over understanding the self as to what all do we do and our habits and everything. The question was emotions, right? How do we handle emotions?
Yes, how do we control
How do we
emotions? I
control
think.
emotions? So what are emotions? And we'll talk about that tomorrow as well. But emotions is an overflow of certain thoughts, right? Uh, Thoughts, every thought has a feeling, right? Like happy thoughts have happy feeling. So our emotions are all related to our thoughts, which we will talk about tomorrow as to how do we control our mind. When we control the mind, when we know how to direct my thoughts, I will know how to direct or take care of my emotions. So we'll touch base on that a little bit tomorrow.
Okay, two more questions, sister. One is, when we meditate, what do we think or visualize? And the second question is, if the soul has memories, then the soul of each one of us is different. How do we address this contradiction?
Yes, so the soul of each one of us is different. The reason for that is, and of course, we'll talk about that tomorrow. There's something called the impressions on the soul, which is our memory traits. And just like each one of us physically have a unique fingerprint or a thumbprint, we have unique fingerprints and thumbprints. And that's why each one of us as souls are unique, because our journey is not just this birth. Remember, we've been traveling many births, right? So every birth, I took a body, I played my part, I interacted with everything. Yeah. So I took this body, I played my part, I interacted with relationships, job, name, I had a different name, I had different parents, different house, different everything, right? And everything that I experienced in this one birth is my memory. So when the soul leaves, it takes with itself the memory. So the next birth, it again starts with the previous memory and starts again. Like when sometimes when children are born, and we always ask this question, If a child is born with, say, some physical impairment or a physical deformity or a disease, and we say, what did this child do to get this? है ना, ये बच्चे ने क्या किया है that the child has this? है ना? It's because we are just looking at this little body. We are not looking at the soul. We don't know the soul's journey. We don't know what the soul did in the previous body. We don't know the sanskars or the impressions that the soul accumulated in the previous birth. So whatever, and of course we'll talk about that when we touch on karma next week, but this is how it travels with us. So what do we visualize when we do meditation? So for today, we'll talk about visualization tomorrow, but for today, you saw the video, you saw the point of light. For today, your homework. So everyone ready to write down your homework? So your homework for today, all day, 2-3 points. One, you'll keep reminding yourself that I am a soul separate from this body. I'm separate from this body. I'm separate from everything. So as you look around and move around, you're not moving around like a zombie, but you're more aware of everything around you, but you're not attached to anything around you. Yeah? You're playing your part. It's like you're playing your part in a play. So say tomorrow you get a play and you say, oh, you're playing this emperor in this play. So of course you will make preparations where you'll start, talking, walking, dressing like that emperor. But once the play is done, or once your shot is done, you are detached from, like you're away from it. So you're just playing your part, and then I'm not this part. I'm just playing this part. So that's your practice, where you're going to be aware of that. I am playing this part of this person. So whatever your name is, you're playing a part of this name. Okay, that's your first. Second, throughout the day, keep reminding yourself of that I am my original qualities. I am peaceful. It's not I want to be peaceful, but I am peaceful. I am loveful. I am a happy soul. Right? So this is your practice. And see when you meet someone today. So remind yourself, I am a loveful soul. What do you feel? What do you feel when you see them? I am a peaceful soul. What do you feel when you see them? Anna? So go more into the feeling today, right? A feeling of that I'm playing a part, and feeling of that I'm peace, I'm loveful, I'm happy. So go into this awareness today. We'll talk about visualizations and all that tomorrow. What happens to the soul between two births? The soul between two births, it just waits there. That's why, in every religion, we do this thing of 13 days, right? Every religion. So the soul hangs around, is still around the family, around the things, right? For some days, and then it takes a new body. So it just hangs around for some time. But I'll tell you this, when I was growing up, and we were really afraid of, when we heard the word Atma, we always thought, oh, it's like something scary. A soul is like, spirit is like something scary. It's not scary, it's who I am. It's who we all are. That's our truth, right? I don't have to be afraid of the word soul or spirit, or it's if you look at it in terms of energy, it's more safe. So I'm this energy, and just like this energy leaves, and then I'm there for some time, and then I go. Some souls even go and take the next body in a couple of hours. Some souls take in one day. But maximum a soul takes a body within 13 days. Maximum is 13 days. Then the soul takes a body.
One more question, sister.
Yeah.
A sister is asking, if I have a very bitter past and someone wants me to keep remembering it all the time, then how do I get out of that situation, or I think that's what they're trying to say. How do I get out of?
So if I have a bitter past and someone else wants me to remember that past, well, it's like giving the remote control of my life to someone else and they are turning on my channel, right? So it's like, who has the control of my life? I've given the control to that person and the person keeps on reminding and I feel that way. So that means that I'm not the master. Who's the master then? The other person is the master of my life, right? So, and that's not who we truly are. I'm the master of my life. I'm the master of my destiny. So I have to take control. So even if someone else tries to remind me, I should have the power to not go there. So meditation actually helps to create the shield in front of us, like this protective shield. So when someone throws an arrow or something negative, it just touches that shield and goes away. It doesn't touch me. It just touches the shield and goes away. So I'm not affected by it. So someone can say anything to me, but as long as I am in my true self-respect, it doesn't affect me because the person is talking to the body. The person is not talking to the soul. You understand? So the more I stabilize myself in the soul awareness, I go beyond the physical, the physical limitations of this body, right? So we all are together, in a family, and I know that, oh, if I am a divine point of light, so are you. So we start looking at each other with that awareness that, oh, I am a soul, you are also a soul. Just as I am playing my part, you are also playing your part. Just as I am a mixture of all this, you are also a mixture of all this. So, who will I blame? They are playing their part, mixture of all this. Just as I am a mixture of all this, virtues and the vices, right? So we could have different permutations and combinations of each of these, and that makes us different. But of course, not going. So again, we'll talk about changing our habits tomorrow, and I'll touch base on the past impressions on that tomorrow. Acha. Lot of questions. Difference between destiny and karma. When we do the topic of karma next week, let's address that next week when we talk of karma. Yeah, just ask your question again next week. Okay, so great. Should we stop here and I will see you tomorrow? Dilip bhai, you have a question? You were raising your hand. Yes. You have to unmute yourself.
Can you
What?
listen? Okay. First is you say there is a soul. Now, soul goes to different body. All soul has a different characteristic, or all soul has the same thing, and
What do
they
you think?
go to the different body.
What do you think? Are we same or are we different?
No, if I say are we different, means we are in the different body, man or woman or.
Do you express yourself differently than your daughter? Same situation will create a different trigger in you and a different trigger in your wife, a different trigger in your daughter, different trigger in your son. Does that happen?
Yeah.
The same situation. So are we same or different?
We are, if physically
We look
see,
the
we are
same.
different.
Physical bodies are different, but I am not the body. Remember, I am the soul. So we all look the same as point of light, but let's say our shine is different. We sparkle differently based on our virtues and vices. And our virtues and vices make my personality. Okay?
So billions of soul has a different characteristic.
Yeah.
All.
Right? Like they are specialities, no? Each one is unique. Like one soul will have the speciality of, so say if one soul has a speciality of love, say like Mother Teresa, for example, she had more love. So she was able to share more love with everyone,
So
right?
the soul are not same.
So the characteristics are different and we express them differently, right?
So all soul doesn't have all these characteristics.
They have
As you
all this,
mentioned.
but different ratio. So Mother Teresa had, say, 90% love and someone else has only 2% love. It will make the person different, no?
So how to equalize everything?
That's what. Meditation helps me equalize everything 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. That's what meditation does.
Hmm.
So with practice, it comes.
Okay. Can you turn the first page?
That's
Okay.
fine.
Now, yeah. And you say, I forget to took the note, but you say uh, soul is a different than body, right?
Hmm.
Now, soul can go out. The body will stay there.
Hmm.
So during that period, when the soul is going out,
Hmm.
on one hand you say it is not detachable. All your characteristics say that it is not detachable. It's uh, the way we describe the body, we cannot describe the soul. But soul is stay inside. Then how it goes out? Because if it is not detachable,
No, the
once it
soul
goes
is
into the body,
detachable. The soul is separate from the body. It's like car and driver. Whenever you want, you sit in the car, you drive the car. When you don't want to drive, you come out of the car, right? So now the soul, as the driver, is sitting in this car and has been driving it. Now, what happens when you drive car for like 100,000 miles, 200,000 miles? The car will go through wear and tear and all that, no? So
Hmm.
the body goes through the wear and tear. We take
Hmm.
but when the body, so when the car stops functioning, when the engine completely stops supporting the role of the car, which is to drive smoothly, what do? We change the car. Right? We change the car.
Right.
Do we cry? Oh, this was my favorite car. Oh, I want. We change the car. We are happy to get a new car. Are we not happy? Children feel happy. Oh, we are going to get a new car, like a house. We use the house gets sold. What do? We renovate it or we go and get a new this thing, right? So we don't feel sad at that time when we are changing the car. But what happens when we are changing the body is I started identifying myself as this body. And because so it's like the driver saying, oh, I'm not the driver, I'm the car. I am the car. So we started thinking that I am this body. And because I started thinking I am this body, I thought that, oh, I'm inseparable from this body. And because I think I'm inseparable from this body and the actual separation when happens, I feel sad. Yeah. So basically, I have to separate myself from the body. So the car is different, the driver is different. The driver has control of the car. The driver knows everything about the car, and the driver knows what to do with the car. So I, the soul, am the driver of this car.
But now uh, the soul is running the whole body.
Ah,
Like you say, car will run
right,
the car. The soul is running whole the body. So
right.
when people get die, we say he has a heart attack or
Right,
he has a
right.
brain hemorrhage or some another problem of the body.
Mm.
So we consider from that point that that guy died because of heart attack.
Mm.
So heart attack is the reason of person to die, or
Physical.
the soul is going out of the body. That is the person
So,
vision of the
okay.
people
So the
get died.
soul, we'll talk about this tomorrow also, but the soul has all the impressions, okay, which is also the karmic account, impressions, whatever we want to call it. So the soul has all of that. Based on that, remember the soul will send the signal to the brain and the brain will send the signal to the body what to do. So based on my impressions, the soul will direct through the brain and say, Acha, you know, this is what will happen or this is what will happen.
The soul decides when to sell the car.
The soul decides when to sell the car. So the driver decides when to sell the car and how much, what part of the car is not working well. So that's how. So if you we look at the physical illnesses, so say like a heart problem, or we look at, someone has any disease for that matter. But remember, all the diseases, the root of all the diseases starts here, starts in the soul. It is
So the
then
soul,
given to the body.
so soul will start that I have a heart problem. So soul will decide to
The
fix
soul
it
will not
or
decide I have
throw
a
it
heart
out.
problem, but the soul will carry so much sorrow. That's why they say heartbreak. जब heartbreak होता है, not literally the heart breaks, right? So the soul will carry so much sorrow that because of the sorrow, the heart will take the sorrow and the heart will go through. The sorrow can be taken by the heart, can be taken by the kidney, can be taken by the cells which cause cancer, many different things. So it just, the body will take the vibration or the feeling of that sorrow. So that's how it works. Well, today is just the first class, okay? It's like kindergarten. So let's take baby steps. Hana? So maybe tomorrow you'll understand a
No,
little more.
sorry to ask all
No,
these
no, no,
things,
not
but
at all. See, everyone is still
sometimes
hanging
when you
around.
go
Many
in
are
detail,
still.
you get confused more.
Uh-huh.
Because when you go in detail, you get confused also more.
No, actually, this will simplify things for you. When you go more in detail, it will simplify things for you. So today, you don't have your notebook and pen. So write down, take your notes from today, and tomorrow sit with your notebook and pen. Okay, and write down everything. It will simplify everything for you. Whatever we've heard many, many things, and sometimes we are in so much confusion. But spirituality is not about confusion. Spirituality is more about clarification, and spirituality is more about experiencing the truth and empowering myself. Okay, so that is
our heart repairing is done by doctor or done by the soul. If there's a problem in heart, it's repaired by the.
So it's like okay. अगर driver ने rash driving, if the driver did rash driving with the car goes through the wear and tear and damage. Who repairs the car? The driver or the mechanic?
Mechanic.
So the doctor is the mechanic. Now, once the mechanic fixes the car, then it is the responsibility of the driver to maintain the car. Okay?
So soul will maintain the required body. The second question is, what is the difference in between Atma and Pretatma?
Oh, उसके बारे में हम ऑफलाइन बात करते हैं, ठीक है? बच्चे भी है ना, so yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It just depends on the quality, basically. Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you.
And I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. Om Shanti. So you
Om
know your
Shanti.
homework. Make sure you do your homework.
Okay.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.